They're hyping it hard, ladies and gentlemen. Just today, articles dropped saying you could listen to the main theme of the Fantastic Four movie right now. Doesn't that just get your blood pumping, your heart rate up in excitement? You can listen to the main theme right now. People are just so excited. Apparently, it's being claimed that Fantastic Four First Steps has already set a 2025 record in just one day. Now, notice the writing on that. A 2025 record. No records are being broken other than the Memorial Day one for the box office. But 2025 records just being shattered. Really not that hard to do. Box office has been really weak. It's going to be a hard year at the box office. I know July is stacked, but outside of July, there's really not that much coming. You think they would have spread those movies out a little bit more. There's enough room. You could have put Superman in June, and you could have put Fantastic Four in July and gave each movie the entire month. I really don't get the, hey, let's drop them 2 weeks within each other. It seems just like bad business. It's not like it used to be in the 90s and the 80s where you could have Ninja Turtles, RoboCop, and Back to the Future, and Star Wars, and Indiana Jones all released in the same months, and it was just fine. Now I'm just throwing names in there. They didn't. Well, I think one of them did release around the same time as the other, but my point is the same. Like, you used to be able to just go to the theaters and go see something, and it was probably good. Like, you didn't even have to watch and see, like, trailers and see what the movies were about. You could just go and eeny, meeny, miny, moe and pick a movie, and they would still all make money. It's just not the same anymore. But it's setting a record. Most tickets sold in its first day than any other movie. Well, the bar is low for that one, like I said. Also, they keep running with this narrative saying that it's crashing sites and shit, and they're quoting a Down Detector that only had 12 people on it. Just sounds kind of fishy. But anyway, let's talk about what's been going on with this movie. So, we're going to take you back to the past real quick. We're going to go back to 2018. When Kevin Feige was out there talking about the future of the MCU, and he was telling people that he wanted more female than male heroes in the MCU. Man, Brie Larson looks terrible in that picture. That is a terrible, terrible picture. That must have been like a concept photo or something. Like, that's an awful picture of her. Why are you using that? Everybody else looks great in their picture, but she looks frumpy and shit in hers. I don't quite get that. So he said, but as the plan goes forward, I think, frankly, we'll be, eventually, I think we're going to reach a time when it's not just, listen, it would be amazing to see all of our female characters the way we have seen most, never all male, but primarily male. I think we're getting to the point soon where we will have so many great female characters that those are just our heroes, as opposed to when they were all female, all male. It's just the Marvel heroes, more than half of which will be women. How'd that work out for you? And while I do believe they're trying to go back, Fantastic Four was still being conceived in this mindset. And that's why they're trying to let you know up front so that you don't walk into the theater, and God bless them for doing this. They're actually letting you know that Sue Storm is the true leader of the Fantastic Four, according to Marvel producer, as Vanessa Kirby mocks classic Invisible Woman comic portrayal. Yeah, and she's not the only one that's done this. Let's be fair. Comic books from the 60s and before talking about how Reed bought her a dress and she complained about it back in the old comics from a different bygone era, but they should still be held up. You wouldn't be doing this shit if it wasn't for that old comic book, lady. I can't stand it when they sit around and mock the classic shit. And you know who else did this? Rachel Zegler mocked Snow White. How'd that work out? Not a good strategy. You just end up pissing off the fans. It's not good. You should just say they're great and move on if you don't have anything to say nicely about them. So they're out there talking, and the way they word this, they try to say, well, she should be the leader. She is the leader. Well, which one is it? They try to argue that she's always been the leader of the Fantastic Four, and that's not the case. Reed Richards is the patriarch of that family. Now, I don't know what it's like in the modern one. I don't really give a shit what it's like in the modern book. It's the old stuff that's relevant when it comes to the Fantastic Four. Go back to that Byrne run, baby. The good shit. That's a great run, by the way. Back when She-Hulk was awesome, too. Who I still think they're going to try to slide into this team. I have a theory, and that theory is that Reed Richards, not in this movie, but eventually becomes the maker and the villain of the MCU. I do think that's going to happen. Because both of them are just too old. Like, I don't read Pedro Pascal's like 50. He's going to play this character for 20 years? I don't think so. Not even 10, probably. So they're out here trying to brace people and letting you know, look, Sue's a boss bitch. Even though they say, we didn't try to do her as a boss bitch. We wanted her to be sensitive and loving. So they confirm she's the head of the Future Foundation and arguably the leader of the team. So Reed is just second in command now. What makes me feel truly feminine is allowing in space for vulnerability, she said. I don't want to make Sue simply a bad boss bitch. Instead, she hopes the film presents Sue with what she called a genuine feminine soulfulness. So, yeah, this has been going around for a while, and they're pretty much just confirming it. And this just confirms what we've heard about the test screenings, is that Sue and the female Silver Surfer are the ones that deal with Galactus, while the men are in the background, just kind of there. And hell, Pedro Pascal, by the way, loves it. Pedro Pascal says he loves being led by a powerful woman as Sue Storm takes lead in Marvel's Fantastic Four. Now, here's what you have to remember. So I knew all this. There's been leaks about this movie, and if there's one thing this is now doing is confirming all of those leaks that have come out about the Fantastic Four before the test screenings. Pedro Pascal was not the first choice for Reed Richards. There was actually a few actors that turned the role down, and the reasoning that we were hearing from some of them, if not from them, from people acquainted with them, is that Reed was kind of shallow and really didn't have much to do and was kind of in the background. And that made a lot of us say, okay, well, he's going to be a cuck in this movie, and Sue is going to be the boss, which, I mean, lines up with the way that Marvel has been doing business since Infinity War and Endgame. Or after those movies, sorry. We'll say it kind of started in Endgame with that shitty scene where all the female characters stop fighting and do their little female empowerment moment, which was pure cringe. But that's where it all kind of kicked off. And then it slowly, well, not even slowly, it really just ran right in there with it. And this movie is a product of that time. Now it's the last one. They're completely retooling now and trying to go back to what this should always have been, which is a boys' brand. And what's wrong with saying the comic book movies should be more focused towards boys? Why can't we say that? Because that's the way business has been done for a long time, and it works quite well. You have girl products and you have boy products because, honestly, they like two different things in most cases. When you try to appeal to everybody, you end up appealing to nobody. And the box offices for these movies do not lie. Women don't want this shit either. And you look at Ballerina. I don't have anything against Ana de Armas. Women didn't show up for that movie. Well, in fact, nobody's showing up for it, which is a shame. It seems like it's a good movie, but audiences have spoken, man. They're getting a little tired of this, and you could still do those movies, and there's plenty of female-led movies that are action-based that are great, but the problem is modern Hollywood has kind of ruined that concept by the way they've done business since, 2016-ish, when they flipped the script? Anyway, we'll see. This movie could still be good. But, man, everything that I've seen about it, I just don't have high expectations. They are low, very, very low. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out my comic book, Golden Patriot. We got it over on Ripasend. There's a link in the description. Amazing action-packed comic. You can check it out. We've got 4 amazing covers, but let's say you just want to jump in. Cover D is only $17. Check it out. You're going to love it. And with that, like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, 2 American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.